St Ives Bay was a destination for flyers from all over the country. They were looking to celebrate sport and powerkiting and finish off the season by establishing new world records. Set on 3 miles of golden sand, with few remaining holidaymakers, and edged by the sea, coned by perfect onshore breezes, this Cornish resort has many features to recommend it. The dates of the festival coincided with particularly low tides, exposing vast expanses of relatively smooth sand. Hosted by St Ives Bay Holiday Park, accommodation was on hand, close to the beach. The event was opened and supported by Chairman Lacey, representative of the enthusiastic local council. Inspired to raise funds for the Down Syndrome Association and convinced of the site's suitability, organiser Mick Parsons' idea of a new charity kite festival seemed about to happen. But with all events like these, the weather is a crucial factor, particularly the wind.
Well, as you can see, it's picked up to 9-10 mile an hour from the west. Forecast is for 15 plus. We have the gear, we have the equipment, just need the wind.
Well, the site is absolutely magnificent. I mean, it's better than I was hoping it would be. I mean, it's got some major potential for a very serious power kite flying event.
Part of the reason for the resurgence of interest in kite flying is the result of an amazing increase in performance now obtainable from sport kites. This is due to the use of new design technology and modern materials. Here's designer Chris Mattheson.
These kites, and in most of the sport kites you get nowadays, it's spinnaker sail material, which is ripstop nylon, which originated for the use in spinnaker sails, obviously, in the racing yachts. It's a perfect material for the new age of kites. Nowadays, because of people needing the stiffness in the framing and so on, carbon fibre seems to be the main material which is used, which is these. Carbon fibre comes in many different types. Some are very stiff, some are very stiff and light, some are very stiff and heavy. So you're using different types of carbon fibre for different types of kites, depending on what you want them to do, light wind, strong wind, so on.
With the winds under the speed of 15 miles an hour, coaching was available. In fact, these winds are ideal for tuition. For some, two-line flying was a new experience. The reins of a 300-pound kite handed over with nothing more than a casual, fancier go.
If you're in trouble, then just let go of the kite. Okay? Now put it straight up and go opposite way now.
I've never seen a kite like this or buggies like this at home. This is something completely new for us. It was great. I'd do it again.
Okay, gentlemen, there's a imminent storm warning, force 5 to 7 southwesterly. Hang by your kites, we're going to be in action later on. Thank you.
But it was not to be. The prospect of catching and riding the edge of what had been Hurricane Charlie never materialised. The flyers gloomily packed up, looking to tomorrow, hoping it would renew their faith and reward their patience. When would the white flag fly?
What's it doing, Mick?
15 and a half, 15 and a half. The white flag is going up for the first time in Gwithian. The pillowcase will proudly flutter. Thank you, wind.
Finally happened.
I've lightened the ball inside. Okay. Ta-da, da-da-da-da. It's a pretty rough looking flag, Lloyd.
You reckon?
Yeah, cut. Cut. We'll put one up that we prepared earlier.
The news that the wake was over gradually got around, so the preparations for the first event were quickly organised. The shorter the lines, the faster the kite moves. This small 4-foot flexi-four is flying on only 30 feet of line. In the speed trials, the judges will ensure all the competitors use the standard 100 feet line length, measuring the speeds on a calibrated radar gun.
34. This is the delectable little beast we got here.
This is a little wizard.
Right, when you're making a run, you shout in.
Yeah.
And I'm only recording the runs that are coming towards me. You mustn't pump too much, noticeably, and you've got to stay still. You'll have 10 runs, whereas halfway through I'll record the wind speed again, so we know what average it is. Of the flying buggy fame, flying a very peculiar kite that we've never seen before. We haven't got a clue what it is. Apparently it's called Equinox.
Wind's a bit light for this kite actually. It's a kite made in New Zealand. It's quite a small wing area.
There's a technical difficulty here, folks. Possibly Ken Knight has not registered for the kite speed. Yes, by the look of his face, we have an outsider, a wild card pirate flying here. Never mind, we shall proceed, regardless to the lack of
Forgotten about that. Registered for the buggy.
Cheating, 25.
How'd you get on?
No, about 29 I think was the fastest, bit disappointing really. Could do with a lot faster winds I think. Likes a bit of wind this kite, so quite a lot of pull. Out of breath. Oh, shows you how fit I am. Yes, I was quite pleased. Mike did a good run and I'm quite pleased with mine as well. Hopefully that will stay as a benchmark for the others to work to. Oh dear. I think it was 38 miles an hour that was, and Mike did a 40. And I was fairly consistent, I think 36s, 37s. So it's okay.
Got to show these punks how it's done. I reckon this little craft here is going to blow them out the sky. There's been a sudden upsurge in the interest for this kite speed now that the record has come to 50 miles an hour by one of the best kite flyers on this beach. That's myself. Ever astute officials now going to check that his line length is the correct one.
Probably not as well as I'd like to in this wind. This kite really does get into its own in a much higher wind. But with luck I'll be able to get over 40. I've only been able to get 38 so far. I was in 9 miles an hour a couple of days ago.
Despite the wind not blowing as much as he would have liked, Noel later recorded the highest speed of the week, 81 miles an hour, with a 6-foot flexi, just 1 mile an hour faster than modest Mick Parsons.
79 miles an hour then, not bad.
Fun though the speed trials had been, the real meat of the festival lay ahead, and this would require a lot more power.
If you stack kites up, the first pull from the kite, you'll basically double every time you stick another kite behind it. So if you want to go skiing down a beach, be pulled behind a buggy, anything like that, jump in the air, then basically you're going to need stacks or one very, very big kite.
That was the theory behind Andy Preston's use of a hang glider as a massive stunt kite.
When the wind's strong enough, I'm going to bridle it into a kite. Fly it as a kite. Don't want a hang glide on it. No point.
Fortunately, perhaps, this particular stunt didn't get much beyond the construction stage. Flying stacks calls for an adjustment to normal flying technique. Some shuffle a little, so it makes sense to get used to moving them around the sky. Finding the biting point is essential for controlling the fall. It is the kite's ability to switch on the power at this point that helps achieve the jump. When the power comes on, it comes quickly, and the acceleration, when properly controlled, can result in flight. When using stackable kites for power kiting, they may be tuned to give the best performance in a particular wind.
This morning we've found some wind. We're down here nice and early this morning because of the wind. We're going to try with stack of 3, see what happens. Hopefully there might be a bit of a pull to start with. We might have to bring them down, maybe put on another 1. If it's a bit too much, we might have to take them off and just go with 2.
By harnessing the power of the stacks, Mike Shaw got sufficient lift to become airborne. But it was all too brief, for while the wind had finally decided to grace the festival, it brought with it an unwelcome visitor, the rain.
Appalling, isn't it? It's a joke. You can fly, but you get absolutely soaked. As soon as the kite gets wet, it comes down. It's just staying down. It's not very nice to fly. Can't see what you're doing. Useless. We want the wind, and the wind is there, but the rain is as well. Wrong direction. One of those days.
There was nothing to do but sit it out. The proximity of the campsite meant that everybody congregated in kite reception by the canteen, bolstered by hot tea and food. Here, the more social aspects of kite flying prevailed in a relaxed atmosphere, and friendships made under these wet circumstances helped give the festival a unique feeling of camaraderie. After all, the rain couldn't last forever, and in the meantime, all the facilities of the campsite were available, like the swimming pool. The following day, it was a different matter. Preparations of the power arena went ahead. The beach was ploughed up into the familiar corn circles that so bemused off-season holidaymakers. Provisions had been made for first aid, and the arena was fully marshalled and policed by nominated stewards. The jumpers were asked to wear a helmet as a minimum of protection. The most experienced jumper at the festival was Kieran Chatterjee.
It's got to be done with a lot of consideration. You've got to have a lot of respect for the wind. It is dangerous, no doubt about that. I mean, these sort of kites, in a strong wind, you can pull anything up to 7 or 8 Gs with them, which is a hell of a lot on a body weight. It's a lot of power. You have to have a good feeling for the wind and have a fairly good power to weight ratio and quite good flexibility. Otherwise, when you get bent all over the place with the kites, you're going to hurt yourself. If you've got good flexibility, then you can ride a lot of injuries.
Chris Mattheson flying a stack of 5 10-foot flexifoils, takes the kites across the wind. Instead of actually launching them upwards, they're still going across when he takes off, so that all the pole's horizontal. If he'd landed on his front, it'd have been a lot safer. He's sort of got a whiplash effect on the head as he hit the ground. Not a very pleasant landing at all. Lucky the wind wasn't stronger, really.
Broken helmet, but the brains are all right.
Chris was unhurt thanks largely to the fact that he was wearing a helmet. The other flyers were sobered by his landing and remained almost undaunted by his crash.
That might have been my last cigarette.
Finally, with the wind speed increasing, the time had come for Kieran to make his world record attempt. Most sportsmen do some form of warm-up before their event, and Kieran is no exception. He and Graham had dug the pit several times during the week, only to be stumped by lack of wind. This time there was no doubt he would jump. News of the imminent attempt filtered back to kite reception, and spectators started to make their way down to the beach.
Excellent. 1 at a time, mate.
Aerials, mate. Calling Mick.
While Kieran was digging, the wind had risen and the telltale signs that heralded serious fun was visible. The sand was lifting, showing it was drying out a little, a strong indication of good wind and firmer sand. That would be good news for the buggy event later in the afternoon, but now the pressure was on Kieran. The excitement had been boosted by the long wait, and was further heightened by the presence of TV camera crews and photographers. He started cautiously with a few little hops to check the lines and blow off the week's cobwebs. Happy with the test jumps, he decided to add a further kite to the stack.
They're tiring really quickly.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be able to do too much, but hopefully... Are you going to measure anything, Mick?
Yeah, I've got the tape down there for you.
Right, I will. Hopefully I'll be able to get something big out of these.
All right, we'll record it. Put it down.
It's Andy Preston launching a 3-stack of 5 to 12 foot flexi-fours for me. Just testing out the wind really, seeing how strong it's going to be. That's where they're flexing to a power curve straight away. And I've just taken them out to the edge of the wind, hovering them in their minimum power position. I'm leaning back against a board to counteract the horizontal pull of the kites as I'm bringing them into the wind from the edge. And then I take the kites vertical, and as they go vertical, there's a critical point where you release the pressure on your foot that you're holding yourself back with, and you should just pivot straight upwards. If you release too early, you go forwards too fast. I released a little bit early then, and I took up a little bit too shallow an angle. The ideal angle is really vertical, straight up, and that's the safest way you can come down, because then all the horizontal pull of the kite has been counteracted, and so you've been floating on the uplift of the kite, basically.
With the wind now so strong, the sand wall of the pit couldn't provide sufficient support, so a plank was used to provide better bracing.
Good, yeah, aching. But I need to get any more distance now. It's got to be the wind doing it. I'm doing my best. Just got to gust up. Occasionally you get a lift and then it hovers and you get a second lift and a third lift, and it's just the way the wind gusts.
I took off a little bit fast forwards again. I mean, I was going for distance in the jumps, and I should have really gone for height, and I probably would have got more distance. I'm not actually taking the kites anywhere near the centre of the wind, not even 50% of the centre. If I actually brought them into the wind, in the centre of the wind, I'd just be at the other end of the field. There's no possible way that I could hang on. And the acceleration's so fast that I could get up to sort of 60 or 70 mile an hour within a couple of seconds with this sort of wind and these sort of kites. But you've really got to be careful with that sort of power.
A massive jump of 32 metres with considerable style and watched by an appreciative crowd. Things were improving all the time, so with some reasonable jumps already logged, expectations were high.
That would have been an absolute awesome jump. Where's it gone? That was, I felt that was going to be a really massive lift.
There's the brake.
Actually, in the line. Oh my God. That's a big break, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think it's, call it quits until I can re-sleeve the line, isn't it? Enough?
Enough. Well done, mate.
Yeah.
Well done.
Enough for the moment.
Yeah. 32 metres.
Not bad, is it?
Not bad at all.
That's 105 foot, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's
about 25 mile an hour wind.
Yeah.
Well done, mate.
But it's just the wind after that. It's just whether it gusts in the right time and,
That
you know.
was wicked. Wicked, mate. We're at it buggy time. Yeah. Buggies. Let's go.
With the tide fully out and the sand firming up, the final element of the festival remained, the buggy time trials. These light, kite-powered steel buggies can be made to speed over the sand, but the week's wind had been particularly frustrating for the buggy riders. Earlier in the week, on a much calmer day, a typically optimistic Professor Ken Knight invited us to join him for a masterclass.
Oh, good morning. Good morning. Right, today we're going to have a shot of going up and down the beach here on a kite-powered buggy. The winds are pretty light. We could wish for a bit better, but I've got a kite here which is our largest type of kite that we use on the buggies. It's called a peel. It was developed in New Zealand by a chap named Peter Lynn. It's a completely soft kite, as you can see. It actually spans about 6.4 metres. Right, I'm going to attach this kite to the flying lines, which I've already previously laid out along the beach here. We use a simple attachment point, guaranteed not to slip. Right, now I'm going to go back up to the the handles, which are 150 foot away. That's the length of these lines. We're flying on the 350-pound breaking strain line. It's quite thin. It's called Spectra, and it's the only line you can really fly on these days for big kites. Right. Let's see I'm wearing my motorcycle leathers here. Purely my own self-protection. You can get hauled out of these buggies when the winds are. We don't have enough room, enough wind here for the buggy at the moment.
A couple of days later, on a fine, warm and sunny day, there was enough wind to leisurely buggy up and down the beach. Flyers used the day to check their rigs and practice their turn in a wind that would forgive their occasional mistake without hauling them from their seats. Another day into the festival, and the prospects look more promising.
Well, we're getting on just fine. We could do it a little bit more wind, but apart from that, conditions are ideal, and this could be serious fun.
Joost Meyering and the rest of the Flexifoil team were eager to reaffirm their kite's dominance in the power kite market. He explained the tactic behind their choice of buggy.
The wide wheels go better in softer sands. I mean, you've got the buggies with the narrow wheels as well, but on soft sand they don't go as fast. I expect they go well over 100 kilometers an hour, which is 62 miles an hour, well over that, I think.
Whichever wheels Joost selected, his colleague Dominique Scholtes only seemed to need two. Flying precisely and as fast as possible demands considerable skill, and the racing procedure was a new discipline to all the flyers. To ensure the best speeds, the sand was surveyed and the fastest stretch selected for the trials. To simplify the event, the radar gun was used. The buggies would be given a spot timing as they passed through a gate of 2 bollards. Kieran, as usual, pushed it further and faster, thoroughly enjoying every minute of it. Well, almost every minute. So what went wrong?
Oh, I just skidded out sideways. I couldn't hold the power. I think it might be better, actually, if the dip in the buggies was a bit deeper, then you could lean against the wall a bit more. But as it is, you're leaning against nothing, so you can then easily slide out. The jumping's a good crack when you get everything right, but like, the wind's got to be dead right for jumping. This, you can do it on anything over about force 3 probably, and get a good buzz from it.
With an excellent forecast for the next day and the light failing, it was time to head home.
Right, here we are. It's 7 a.m, day 8. We've been waiting for the big wind. It's finally arrived. Where are the buggies?
With the beach practically to themselves and the best conditions of the festival, Mick Parsons and Kieran made the most of it. Their reckless frolics were monitored by Graham with an eye on the radar gun.
Wicked! Totally wicked!
Unfortunately, the other flyers didn't turn up until the tide was rapidly recovering the beach. The second low tide would give them another opportunity in the afternoon. Later, with the white flag flying and the jumping having been successfully concluded, everyone's minds were focused on the buggy event. The speed of 35 miles per hour Kieran had recorded in the morning gave them something to aim for, and of all the flyers present, attention rested on the Dutchman, Dominique.
How's it feeling?
Oh, the wind's very strong. I've now 2 small ones, but the speed is enough.
What are they?
It's a super speed wing. But I'm training with flexis now, so I'm not so good as the other kites. So, right. But they are very good for speed trial. I think they are the best. They get so much lot of pull, and you can go with the wind. Now I'm going half the wind.
Right.
With this kind of kite. So flexible, you can go for it, and it's okay. And we've got 85 and 90 kilometers an hour. But also very fast, and I need about 1 kilometer to get it. But about 60 kilometers an hour, I think it's no problem.
With the wind blowing a solid 30, Kieran improved his speed, scoring 39 miles per hour, powered by 3 10-foot flexi. Dominique was less lucky, crashing his kites just as he was really starting to cook. It had been a great day, without doubt Kieran's. Now the main business of the festival finally over, Sunday would start with a lie-in. Naturally enough, Sunday did get off to a slow start. The long flying day and the equally long party night ensured a lot of late risers. Gradually, people trickled into kite reception for the auction. The atmosphere was very laid back, in keeping with the whole festival.
All the proceeds of this are going to the Down Syndrome Association, so be generous, forget the details and get going. That's why I wanted to do it last night, because I could have been drunk, but there you go. So, who's going to start me off with a bid for this, the wild thing? 10. Yeah, I'll take anything.
It's been a good week. There's been a lot of people down having a lot of fun. Although the wind wasn't there for the first few days, it just helped build up the anticipation. When it came, it was well worth the wait.
I've had a great time myself. We've had light winds, we've had strong winds, so you've had a chance to do everything.
I'm definitely coming down next year. Yeah, I think most of us we're all going to be straight back down again. We've had a great time down here.
Splendid, excellent, really good fun. See me bruises.
It was almost over, but there was one more surprise. It was for Mick.
I'm gobsmacked. Thanks everybody. Just get out there and fly kites, that's what we're here for. And thanks for supporting. Without you guys, there'd be nothing. So we all look forward to 1993, Gwithian World.